Man, what's up? Just got done watching a Kanye interview and some other Kanye videos. Uh, One thing I'm gonna say is I'm only talking about him because everybody talking about him. Like literally, like no piece of my being actually really legit cares about some other man's personal endeavors. Like that have like zero nothing to do with me. Like if I'm not copping a pair of Yeezys or a shirt with some holes in it, I'm good. But yeah, man, he either really smart or he really dumb. And you could tell that he be having that confliction, and he a Gemini, so he probably be really like thinking to himself a lot. It's like he be having some jewels, and then you would get the jewel misconstrued by how he follow up on his speech, because he talk like you already know what he talking about. And I met people like that. That's why I guess I was more palatable to it. You feel what I'm saying? But that's how people is when they like, you know what I mean? When they in that, they mind, they like, you know what I mean? They talk to you like you know what's going on. So they speak in like bits and pieces and stuff, and you gotta connect a lot of shit for yourself. But yeah, what he said on TMZ, I kind of liked it that a little bit. That whole entire 400 years of slavery is a choice. And I understand how everybody taking it wrong, because that's something that, you know what I mean, we went through, and it was a traumatizing thing, and it was by force and all that shit like that, but it was by force to an extent. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's people's who in their culture, well, I ain't even gonna go that far, I'm gonna keep it till y'all understand it. So, y'all all seen Black Panther, you feel what I'm saying? He was like, he said, throw me in the water, you feel what I'm saying, with my ancestors that jumped off the boat because they realized that death was better than living in servitude. That's literally what Kanye just said. Literally, but you're not gonna make that connection because you in your feelings and you just seen him with Trump and all that and da-da-da-da. You feel what I'm saying? Like, feelings compromise your thoughts, and it'll show you your inconsistencies in yourself, because I know a lot of y'all was feeling it when Killmonger said something along the same lines. It's just he didn't speak on how he basically didn't make the people who didn't jump off the boat look crazy. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's what Ye did. He's like, 400 years, and y'all living in servitude sounds like a choice. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Y'all didn't go to war with these niggas every day. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody didn't get their nuts cut off. Everybody didn't get their feet cut off. Everybody didn't get their stomachs disemboweled. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, I don't know, because y'all don't have them honorable, prideful ways of living like how our ancestors did. You feel what I'm saying? Way back, like, we not even talking about these, like, the 400 years ago. We're talking about way back. You feel what I'm saying? Some old shit, but I get what he was saying. Like, that's like if I'm a bully. You feel what I'm saying? If we went to high school together, if I was picking on you our whole high school career, that's your fault, bruh. I don't give a fuck. I was picking on you for 4 years. 4 years compared to 400. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And multiple peoples. And then I know everybody who watch this, they gonna say, da-da-da-da, we didn't know where we was, we didn't know where we was going, da-da-da-da. But that's I don't even gonna get into that, because my great grandma told me what I was. You feel what I'm saying? Native American, but I'm not gonna get into that. But you know what I mean? There was a whole lot of other shit going on. You feel what I'm saying? People getting brought from lands abroad and being brought somewhere and confused and not knowing where they are, what to eat, what not to eat. You know what I mean? How to go about shit. Da-da-da-da. But that shit that you say after going through this shit for like a year, 2 years, 3 years, you feel what I'm saying? But 400 years. That means multiple generations of living in servitude. You feel what I'm saying? And you only can complain about something for so long, to the point to where you seem like somebody who's dealing with it. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm gonna keep bringing into these different little things so y'all can get me, because I'm not trying to make our ancestors. I'm not trying, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to diss them. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just trying to speak some facts. Like, if you know what I mean, talking to a female, if you watching, if I'm your nigga, you feel what I'm saying, and I'm cheating on you, and I've been cheating on you, and you know I'm cheating on you. You even know who I'm cheating on you with. You feel what I'm saying? But you still deal with me. You tell me you want me to be better. You complain. You make complaints and all that. We fight from time to time. you know what I mean, you smacked me here and there, I ain't hit you back and stuff like that, you feel what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, you still with me. You feel what I'm saying? And you're still dealing with me being how I am. You feel what I'm saying? Instead of just leaving. You feel what I'm saying? And that's, I guess, what he's saying. And if that's not what he's saying, that's what I'm saying. Because that's what I took from what he said. You feel what I'm saying? Because, nah, like the 400 years, bro. 400 years of servitude. Forced servitude. You feel what I'm saying? And then when you look into certain shit, like I don't know if it's 100% because I ain't looking to it too deep, but you look at them papers of like documentations of people's that was conquering the land back then, like, or people who was reporting to the government about what was going on and shit. Like, the reason why slavery stopped is because of rebellions. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So many rebellions consistently going on. You feel what I'm saying? It made having a slave not profitable because they would kill you. You feel what I'm saying? I think it's called the Gullah Wars. You feel what I'm saying? You can look into it if you want to. But that's it. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, the Gullah Wars lasted for how long? I want somebody to tell me, you feel what I'm saying? But it wasn't 400 years. You feel what I'm saying? That shit got nipped in the bud. They had to find a new way to make us do what they wanted us to do. You feel what I'm saying? Because we wasn't with that form of slavery no more. That whole entire me having to live where you want me to live and you hitting me and whooping me and castrating and all that shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? All different types of forms of torture, mental stress, spiritual stress. You feel what I'm saying? Disrespect, blatant disrespect. And you feel what I'm saying? Like it was just something that you didn't want to deal with no more. You feel what I'm saying? And it had enough. And I'm just waiting for niggas to have enough of this shit. Because this shit ain't it either. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not. Like, it's like we not getting what we want because we not doing what we want to get what we want. You feel what I'm saying? We going by the means of what somebody else says that we should. You feel what I'm saying? Like peaceful protests and stuff like that. Like, what does peaceful protest do? And what does aggressive protest do if you're not aiming at the right thing? You know what I mean? It's like a gun. The gun is always going to be for shooting. It's always going to be for taking life. But if you don't got aim, you're going to be taking a life that you didn't mean to take. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And when we do decide to get aggressive, we get aggressive with the wrong people. You know what I mean? We get aggressive about the wrong things. Like, you feel what I'm saying? We love these little half-assed victories that equal up to nothing because they don't change the grand scheme of things. Like everybody, like how we got sports and shit, you feel what I'm saying? You got people who you can be good at a sport, you feel what I'm saying? And if you're good at the sport, you can get paid playing the sport. Now that sound good at first, you feel what I'm saying? Well, not even at first, it sound good to the person who, you know what I mean, got skills. But then it's people who don't got that skills, people who aren't athletic, you feel what I'm saying? But now you go into it, you see that it's all different type angles for us, for motherfuckers to, like, you know what I mean, be getting taken advantage of. But it's just like, you go back to the athlete, you going to question whether it's worth it or not once you get to your 30s. And that depends on what sport you play, because the more physical the sport is, the younger you are when you consider old. You feel what I'm saying? Just off of the wear and tear on your body, man. Football, you get in your 30s, you getting close. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You getting close. If you in your late 20s, you feel what I'm saying? You getting close, motherfucker. You been crashing into motherfuckers your whole life. Basketball, it's a little later, you feel what I'm saying? You can play longer because it's not as strenuous. All you gotta do is worry about like joint problems and shit, and jumping around and all that shit. You feel what I'm saying? But if you're wondering what the point of me bringing all these things up is, we still slaves. It's just we choose what we do. You feel what I'm saying? Instead of you being dark skinned and you working out in the field, and you being light skinned and you working in the house, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you don't got the choice now. Now I could be the field nigga if I want to. You feel what I'm saying? And the craziest thing is, I am the field nigga. Manual labor is what I specialize in. Any job I ever had, manual labor. You feel what I'm saying? Picking up, stacking on pallets, shit like that. You know what I mean? Even washing dishes and taking out trash and all, like that's Like anybody could be good at that, but like I'm not like somebody who could sit in the office. You feel what I'm saying? I know that I wouldn't be good at a job like that. You feel what I'm saying? I like moving around. I like, you know what I mean? So I do manual labor. I'm good at it. I don't get tired fast. You know what I mean? I can keep doing this shit for a long period of time. You know what I mean? That's just like, that's like, I'm saying it to you like this so you can look at me a certain way and then look at yourself a certain way and then look at everybody else a certain way, because it's servitude at the end of the day. Whether it's by choice or force. You feel what I'm saying? It's like we did these temporary victories, you feel what I'm saying, that we always have and always get hype over. And then once they become the norm, we looking for something else. Like when we became, like, well, first it wasn't even normal for niggas to get money like that. You feel what I'm saying? Or have any type of revenue. Now that we get revenue, we want to be at the top of revenue. Like, you feel what I'm saying? We want to be the CEOs and all that shit like that, because we the basketball player. We've been the basketball player. We've been the models. We've been any like lower level of the thing. We've been that. Now we want to be the nigga who owned the basketball team. We want to be the nigga that owns the clothing line. We want to be, like, I think in this process, bruh, we are turning into white people. Not literally turning into white people, but the principles that white people was living by and are rising off of right now. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we just want to make somebody us. You feel what I'm saying? We just want to trade space instead of like destroying the system. It's like, you feel what I'm saying? Instead of getting out of it, we just want to have a better space in it. And that's sad and it's fucked up and it's twisted. And I don't. You feel what I'm saying? At some period of time, I'm going to do something. And I'm not going to specify and I'm not going to get into that because, you know what I mean? But something, my sanity is not going to let me even be, I'm 23, about to be 24. My sanity is not going to let me be 30 something, 40 something, and still like living by the means that you have to live to survive in this society. I'm not. My pride won't let, because I know, you feel what I'm saying? Once you have a certain understanding, your pride is going to come into the question. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm from the hood, you feel what I'm saying? And in the hood, you got a thing called extortion, you feel what I'm saying? And extortion is basically, I'm strong or I'm dangerous and I can make you pay me for something that you have no reason to pay me for, other than I'll fuck you up if you don't pay me. You feel what I'm saying? And that's extortion. But no nigga is with that. You feel what I'm saying? And if you a solid nigga and you not with that being a servant or being taken advantage of, or female or whatever, because nowadays you gotta specify. But you know what I mean? You're not with that shit. But you go to the grocery store and buy fruits, vegetables, and all that shit. Now, you probably like, where does that correlate? Resources are free. I said this on other videos, so I'm not going to get too deep into it. Resources are free. Every resource starts out free. You see that tree behind me? If that tree had apples on it, and I decided to pick one, that motherfucker's getting picked. I don't have to put no dollar in it or no shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, resources don't work off of money. So what that mean? Anything that you purchase is a form of extortion. Why? Because the resources are free. They're making you pay, because if you don't pay, you're going to be seen as a thief in a land where everything is free. But I went off into a fucking tangent. But fucking Kanye, he's something else. I don't know. He's something else. But you could definitely tell that he had went through a mental thing, because I know people who go through mental things and they talk like him. And it's not even like a weird way of speech. It's just you talking to them like they know what you talking about. Like, you don't explain yourself really. You feel what I'm saying? And you kind of all over the place, but not though, because if you pay attention, they all come together. But you gotta really pay attention. Like, you can't. It's not like talking to me or somebody else that you think is of some sort of sanity. Not saying that he's insane, because what the fuck, we pay for free shit. So